Idoland has been announced by the Israeli nation, a 4-day Pride event which will begin on June 1st, an event which will take place in the Judeo desert surrounding the Dead Sea. Now, a quick little history lesson for you guys that holds a great deal of irony is that the location in which this event will be set is the historically agreed upon by biblical scholars, biblical historians, of the location where the ruins of Sodom and Gomorrah are. I'm sure there's some kind of connection there. Maybe if you read between the lines, but I was never good at putting those puzzle pieces together, so I'll let you guys figure that out yourself. But yeah, a little bit of sickening irony there. But the goal of this event is to hold what will be the largest Pride event in the history of the Middle East, where they will bring in a great deal of tourists from other nations and celebrate Pride. It's hard to even say it. It's hard to even get that out of my throat. It's so terribly disgusting. But what this event will include is the attempt to essentially build a Pride city in the area, in which they'll have 24/7 running events during that 4-day period. And disgustingly, it's said that there will be family-friendly areas in which children will be invited and there will be events hosted for children. And if you know anything about Pride and you've been around for a little bit and seen what a Pride parade looks like, you know that it's no place for children. You know that the actions carried out there should never be viewed by a child. I don't want to see it. I can't imagine what some kid's gonna think having to look at that. I'm very thankful I grew up just before the era where all of this started becoming popular, because these kids are now having to grow up seeing completely disgusting behavior, completely degenerate behavior, which will permanently scar them and lead to trauma for the rest of their life. Now, why should you care about this? Why should you care that some foreign nation in the Middle East is going to throw this giant pride event? Well, here's your reason. We, America, are the nation which are holding up Israel. The nation would not be able to stand on its own. Everything that they are comes from us and a couple of European countries throughout its history. They'd be nothing. So Israel is relying on the American dollar. And where does the American dollar come from? It comes from your paychecks. They are taking money out of your paychecks to give to a foreign nation, which is hosting a 4-day long Pride event. And if this is what it takes to be your tipping point, that's crazy. I mean, this is, of course, the nation that is currently carrying out a genocide. Don't forget that. But this is just one more nail into the coffin. Not even a needed nail. It's not the last nail. They already had that in 2001. But it's just another nail into the coffin at this point. And the fact that we are still funding this nation, we are still supporting them, this needs to be your wake-up call that you can no longer consider yourself a Republican. I'm sure many of you watching this video have already moved away from that, but there's certainly going to be a portion of you who find this video that are considering yourself a Republican. This is your call. Do not vote Republican in the upcoming midterms. The Republican Party is the one that is promoting the idea that Israel is our greatest ally, and they have been for such a great long period of time. And they're playing on your emotional field because of the biblical significance of Israel. But you have to remember, this is not the biblical state that was seen in the original Old Testament texts. No, no, this is the Israel which is completely against God, the Israel which is for everything that is anti-Christ. This Israeli state is demonic and it is completely rooted through with evil. There is no way you can still support it. And if you plan on voting for anybody who won't disavow Israel, you absolutely cannot do that. I don't care how good they are on every other issue. If they're not willing to disavow Israel, they are not an America First candidate. The only people who should receive any votes during the midterms are America First candidates. I don't care if it means that we lose every single election in the nation. We need to wake up the Republican Party that we, as true American patriots, will absolutely not consider voting for anybody who is not completely and entirely through America first, because we do not want to put our money into this disgusting behavior, this depravity. There will be no more American tax dollars to the nation which is genociding people, to the nation who has decided to throw the largest pride parade in or pride event in Middle Eastern history. Yeah, you want to build Pride City? That's something that you want to be a part of? No, I didn't think it was. So say no to this by not voting into the midterms. That's the only option we have. Again, I don't care if Democrats win every single election across the nation, as long as it means that we get a good candidate in 2028, because I'm sick of it, and you should be too at this point. Now, before I wrap up this video, I would like to share a little theory of mine. Of course, we have the ceasefire with Iran currently, and that is going on indefinitely. So, assuming that this ceasefire or we find peace before June happens with Iran, I want you to keep your eye out for something. I smell the potential for a false flag. And again, this is just a theory. I'm not even going to call it a prediction because it's completely baseless and it's just a random guess that I want to put on the internet just in case somehow it happens. But if there was possibly an attack that happens during this event on the area of this event, which will, of course, have American and European citizens who are touring the area for the Pride event, and there was an Iran attack there that all of a sudden gives America or Europe justification to reinsert itself into a war with Iran. Just saying, there's potential there. There seems to be something there, especially with how high the tensions are currently in the Middle East. So again, don't take my word for that. I just want to put it out there just in case. But yeah, just be careful. Obviously, don't go to this because it's gay, and I hope you're not gay. Again, subscribe, or you will be gay, and I will force you to go there. I take that back. Mossad will break into your house and force you to go to this Pride event. So have fun with that for all the non-subscribers. But thank you very much for watching this video so long, and God bless y'all.